Welcome! So in this video, we are learning to divide with complex numbers. So in order to do this, we first must know how to add, subtract, multiply, and now the last part is dividing. So when you divide by complex numbers, you need to multiply these by the complex conjugates, which is basically just flipping the sign of I. So if I is negative, switch it to positive. If I is positive, switch it to negative. So for example here, I is positive. So you're multiplying by the conjugate of the denominator. So we're going to multiply top and bottom by negative 3i. And you're going to get negative 24i over negative 9i squared. And we learned in the past that I squared is equivalent to negative 1. So this becomes a positive 9. So we now have as our answer negative 24i over 9. And then we simplify, dividing top and bottom by 3. And we get negative 8i over 3. And that's the answer for number 31. You can see here, that's the answer. And so same thing with 32. You're going to multiply by the complex conjugate, which would be positive 10i, negative 6i, positive 10i, right? And we already know how to multiply top and bottom, and then from there you would simplify. So let's do number 34 here. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by positive 10i. And so for the numerator, I'm going to get negative 40i plus 90i squared. And for the bottom, I'm going to get negative 100i squared. We know that the I squares change to a negative 1, so that becomes a positive 100. This becomes a negative 1, so that becomes a negative 90. And then we simplify. And you can cancel out all the zeros, right? To simplify, we know how to simplify fractions. And so then we get our answer, which is negative 4i minus 9 over 10. And that's the answer for that one. Negative 4i minus 9 over 10. All right, so these here, numbers 35 through 40, same thing. You're going to multiply by the complex conjugate by just changing the sign of I. So you're going to multiply top and bottom by negative 5 plus I, negative 8 plus 7i, negative 4 plus 2i, right, and so on. So this one we're going to multiply, let's do a more challenging one. Let's do number 39. We're going to multiply top and bottom by negative 6 plus 8i. So do not change the sign of the real number, right? The real number is the number in the front. You're only changing the sign of I. So it was a minus 8i, now it's a plus 8i. So lots of students get that part confused. Don't confuse that. And so now we're going to get negative 7 times negative 6 is 42. So you're going to FOIL. Negative 7 times 8i is negative 56i. So we already know how to FOIL, right? This is nothing new. 42 minus 56i minus 6i plus 8i squared. For the denominator, we're going to get 36 plus 48i minus 48i. Actually, this one's a minus 48i. And this one's the plus 48i, but it doesn't matter because they're going to cancel each other out because they always do. So the reason why you're doing this is you're getting I out of the denominator. And so you'll see in the end, you will no longer have I in the denominator. So this cancels out. This becomes a negative 1. So it becomes a positive 64. This becomes a negative 1. So that becomes a negative 8. So you now have 42 minus 8, negative 56i minus 6i, which is going to equal 42 minus 8 is 34. Negative 56 minus 6 is negative 62i. And so we're going to have that for the numerator. For the denominator, we're going to have 36 plus 64. And 36 plus 64 is 100. And so then we need to simplify this. We can divide everything by 2. And we will then get 17. And this is going to be 50. 17, negative 62 over 100 is going to get me negative 31i. So we're going to get 17 minus 31i over 50. And that's the answer for that one. Very simple. Once you know how to multiply, dividing complex numbers is pretty simple. So remember, for my classes, I gave you all a guide. You can go to the guide, and it goes over how to divide with complex numbers as well, if you need more examples. Okay, so good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.